Okay, so here we are at the Kenyon Avenue property. As you can see, you've got some, which appears to be some water damage here along the top, and it's causing the stippling on the ceiling to roll down, pull down right here. Come over here. So you have GCFIs here, but they don't function because it's an ungrounded circuit. So you need a ground for GCFI. The G stands for ground fault current interrupt. So these are useless because they don't have a ground. So you'll need to install ground in your system. We come into this room here and you have some more water damage. You can see the water staining up here. There, it's starting to peel there. It's been patched here. Go in your closet. You have some water staining in your closet. You can see here, all along here. And then we come into the kitchen area. The lights don't seem to be working, and there's no current in the GCFIs, so I really can't test those. But as it stands right now, it's an ungrounded system, so well, here's okay. So you got a ground in this one, but it's not GCFI protected in the kitchen, which is what you need. This one here is dead, and then this GCFI here is dead. So you might have a wiring issue somewhere. None of the lights work. The back doors are boarded up, so there's no issues. There is an active gas meter. You can hear the gas from the stove, but since the stove is probably not have light power to it, the igniter's not going to ignite the gas, but you can hear the gas come on. Oh, strong. Okay. Smoke detectors look like they're outdated. If you're buying this for a rental property, you're going to need more up-to-date smoke detectors. They expire for 10 years, and I can pretty much assure you that smoke detector, that old yellow smoke detector there, is probably over 10 years old. So you don't want the liability of a tenant checking out. You have radiator heat, so that means you don't have any ductwork. And what happens with radiators, especially when they're older like this, the water lines or the steam lines that feed them tend to start leaking, and they'll start damaging your floor. So far, this one hasn't done anything there. And there isn't really anything there. You do have a crack there, so they could be leaking in between floors here, causing this crack right here. Because they corrode, and they always seem to leak right at the floor level. So now we're going to go down the basement. Coming down the steps here. Got your handrail. You got a smoke detector. Now you want to, I would do the carbon and smokes because you have gas here. This is a smoke only, which basically it's ineffective, especially if you got carbon monoxide issues. So this is from 2007. Like I was saying, that's no longer good. These are only good for 10 years. So these smoke detectors are outdated. You can see right there, August of 2007. So these are 15 years old. So we'll come down here. Your water heater is piped out correctly. You got your expansion tank, but the water heater is 2009. So typically a gas water heater is going to last 8 to 10 years, and then the bottom falls out of it. It looks like this one's having issues because they got the cover plate off, so the igniter could be going bad in it. You got the old school boiler here, which is gas fired. So here's your gas line coming in. There's your gas valve. And the boiler is working. You got a newer electric panel here. And you got a little sub panel here. And then there's your discharge piping for your boiler and for your water heater. They look all right. But then you come back here, and because it's the old plumbing with the galvanized, you have an active water leak right here. You can see it dripping. And this old cast iron is corroding as well. So you don't want, you can actually see rust right there where it's leaking out of the cast iron, that'll rust out and you'll have a pinhole, then you have sewage in here. But there's an active leak. Your sub pump is not working and it probably should be replaced. It's all rusted out. And we checked the receptacle there. There's no juice to the sub pump. Another thing you want to be concerned with, and I'm sure it's all from the active moisture down here, you're starting to get mold and mildew along the wall here and down in here. So you definitely want to take care of that. Back door, someone's busted into it. It's been sealed up. It's the old Bilco doors, so no big deal if you just seal that off, unless you want an exit way out of the basement. The piping up here, you can see the corrosion starting on it. It's the old steam lines coming from your boiler. It's just when it gets old, that's what happens to it. It's the old steel piping. So, and then you can see right here the corrosion on all of the greenness right there. That's the corrosion on your valves, which is not good. So we're going to go into the front room. It's kind of dark in here because the lights don't work now. There's so much moisture in here, you're actually getting mildew starting to grow on the plywood. You can see it right here. See the mildew growing? So you definitely have a moisture problem down here. You have water staining right here and here. So then you go here, here's your gas meter. So you have active gas. There's your meter right in here. The piping on that's corroded a little bit, so I would definitely make sure none of that's leaking. And that's pretty much it for this room. You got an old water line here. These are old windows, which more than likely guaranteed to have lead on them because they're old. They're single pane glass. So we're gonna head out upstairs now. Well, you do have a washer and dryer on site, but of course there's no electric to the washer, and probably not to the dryer either. So let's head on upstairs. Check out the upstairs. It's got some nice hardwood floors though. The floors are kind of amazing, which is good. You got damage to the handrail here. It looks like it had carpet on it one time, got torn up. Handrail would be repaired, it's just a little loose. So we head up the steps. There's your expired smoke detector. It's actually blinking because it's probably non-functional. We come into the front room. I believe part of your problem with the water issues is if you notice right underneath of the window unit, it's probably dripping condensation. And if you look, there's all the water issues which we see leaking through the front. You can't really see the roof, but it's probably something to do with that. It's isolated, if you notice, where the paint's peeled and the water's stained, right below the window unit. And over here, you don't have that issue, but that's your radiator. Like I said, it's an ungrounded system, so you're going to have to ground that out. So this is the one bedroom in the front. Of course, more than likely, it's all lead all along here, and you got chip and paint. So you definitely want to address that. You don't want to tend to have lead poisoning, especially if you have children. This is the back bedroom. Spacious. Got attic access. No water stains in this closet. Old radiator here. The back kitchen, the roof on that looks fairly new. You got a rubber membrane roof on that. The snow's melting so you can actually see it. So that doesn't look, that actually doesn't look bad. The rubber membrane roof right there. And then there's a garage out back that looks fairly new. I'm going to see if we can access the garage. So that's it for the interior of Kenyon Avenue. You got some hardware you're gonna need to replace on the doors so people can have their privacy because they're broken. But the old doors are in good shape. Here we are in your bathroom. More than likely, you got galvanized plumbing coming off of this, which is probably corroded and that'll leak. And that's where we saw the water stain downstairs. Toilet it's loose and it's damaged, and the cabinet, it's like about an 18-inch or 20-inch cabinet is damaged, and all your window trims. This has some door window trims, but you got no exhaust fan in here, so you're gonna have moisture issues in here. I don't know if the plumbing's working or not. Oh, it is. Okay, well, it isn't, because it just drained out whatever was in the pipe, because there's no water turning on. So there's your kitchen, there's your bathroom. And this is all lathe and plaster in here. This isn't any drywall in this house. So we're gonna head to the outside and check that out, and then we'll be sending you the video. I'm thinking we're gonna have to drive around back because this door's sealed shut. So let me lock up here. Okay, so out here, you have rust along the top of the roof line there, and then you have the fascia aluminum pulling away right here next to the downspout. So back in the day, they used to actually put metal roofs on. So the roof probably needs some help once the snow gets off of it. You probably need to clean it off, probably repaint it. Overall, the bricks looks in good shape. You're missing some mortar right here on this cap. The cap's on tight, but as time goes on, you'll get freeze and thaw here, and all that mortar will come out. Your handrail is pretty secure, which is good. That's a requirement for the city rental inspections. Around the front windows, if you're going to replace those single pane windows, of course you got all this peeling lead paint. I would get rid of all that. If you could try to do lead free, that'd be the best thing. Your metal I-beam lintel is solid. That's not going anywhere. But anything with peeling paint is not going to pass an inspection. You got all kind of peeling paint on the brick up here and on the sill. That's not going to pass an inspection from a lead paint inspector. So while we're done out here, we're going to head around back to the garage. Okay, here we are at the rear of Kenyon. You have a nice single car garage right here. They didn't put cap flashing over top of here, so water ran behind it. It's all rotted, so you're going to need to replace that. Of course, paint it. We'll go in here. You want to secure your downspout. That's kind of wobbling. The strap broke right here. Got a little bit of damage to the vinyl siding, but nothing that can't be replaced or repaired. Watch the ice. Your corner for your vinyl damaged. And then here's the back of your house. Here. So they blanked off your meter, but the reason you got part power is somebody put a bridge in here. So there's a bridge in here which gives you your part power. So if you look inside of this thing, there's a little bridge. Otherwise, there would be no power in this house. Somebody put a bridge in here. And then up there, somebody is got your service wired and feeding off of a temporary line up there because it's been cut for non-payment. So you're gonna have to get a hold of BG&E to even have it reattached. So that needs to be handled. And then you got more damage here with the corners. So that's the reason you only have part power in the house, because you only have part power out here. BG&E has cut the line here. Let's see if we can get into the garage. Of course, right here you got more wood rot. Same thing. There's no caulking and there's no cap. That's all gonna have to be replaced. Let's see if we get in the garage here. Key works. The key does not work for the garage, so you're gonna have to rekey this, which is no big deal. There's a thing called a drill. You just drill them out. Let's see if this works. Well, this is the back entrance to the kitchen. So that's where this door goes. So we're good here. We'll lock this back up. Actually, we can go, so we're done out here. We can't access the garage. So we're pretty much finished. We're finished with the outside video for Kenyon.